Hey everyone. Today I have a very special Halloween episode for you. Now, as you can see, I did leave the topic as somewhat of a cliffhanger in the title, although it's not very difficult to see where I'm going with this. If you guess that ghosts are racist, you, my friend, are woke. Now, if you are one of the few people wondering what I mean here, you might be thinking I mean literally. And yes, I would say that most spirits floating around are most definitely racist, especially the ones from 50 plus years ago, but I'm going to focus more on the mainstream representation of ghosts. There's so much to unpack here, I almost don't know where to start. I suppose we can start broadly and whittle our way to more specifics. For one, I think we can all acknowledge that ghosts are almost exclusively represented as being white. The only way I can interpret why this would be the case is that the media as a whole is implying that African Americans don't have souls. Now, I want you to watch a clip from one of the notorious brands that are responsible for this stereotype. Of course, I'm talking about Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Big baboon!
Yep, that just happened. Now, I'm going to recap what just went down in that clip, and you can come to your own conclusions. An ape escapes from its cage, scaring all the white people. He tries to attack an innocent animal, and the white ghost, with his little cracker voice, has to save the day. The racial undertones are so offensive here. You know what? I gotta go to my safe space room right now. I can't deal with this. Okay, sorry about that. Let's move on. So, the second thing I wanted to bring up here is how, in my previous video, okay is not okay, we established that something becomes universally racist if a white supremacy group adopts it as a symbol. I mean, do I even need to explain this? This episode is writing itself. At the top of your screen, you will see some KKK members. At the bottom of your screen, you will see some Halloween decorations. Notice a similarity here? I would argue that white supremacists did not just adopt this as a symbol, but society's representation of ghosts has always had a deeply rooted ideology of bigotry. Thankfully, S2JW is here to expose this conspiracy. Now, if you're new to this channel, my name does stand for Super Social Justice Warrior. If you claim it stands for Sensitive Social Justice Warrior, you are ignorant. So, you might be thinking, wow, you've really opened my eyes up to this atrocity. But, has it caused any real-life suffering? Well, I'm glad you asked.
The St. Louis Zoo is under some heat following a ghostly display which was put up for Halloween. Several citizens complained that the hanging ghost resembled lynching. Approximately 10 fake ghosts were left hanging from trees and sported black faces. A complaint was issued when a man saw the photos on the zoo's Facebook page. The disgruntled male stated, "It was like a complete outrage to me. It was very hurtful. The picture appeared to be black people hanging from a rope. It's impossible that you could not see that that's racist.
Ouch. That was painful to watch. Not only for the blatant racism, but because that guy was literally eating his microphone. So, the next time you want to complain about the quality of my channel, just remember that clip. Well, let's read some comments. What kind of whack job artist installed those? Racist people see racist things. Take that step and leave the ideas in the past unless there's actually something racist going on. Well, at least one of those guys was reasonable. The first guy, not the second guy. So, there weren't very many comments on this video, so I had to chime in with one of my own. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I will let my half a dozen viewers know about this grave issue. Pun intended. Also, I have included a link for a reasonably priced condenser microphone for you. So, before I move on to the portion of the video where I offer my solution to this epidemic, I do want to provide a quick update to one of my previous videos, the urinal paradox. So in the video, if you haven't seen it, I did discuss how Portland was removing urinals from their public buildings to accommodate transgender men. But I later went on to discuss how we should be removing toilets instead of urinals because urinals are 90% better for the environment.
The city of Portland says the first step to fight climate change is declaring a climate emergency.
Many cities around the world have done so, and it really kind of recognizes that the urgency that we have to act and the need to act. And unlike other cities, which have just kind of said climate is an emergency, the city of Portland wants to take the next step. And the mayor has said that he wants to see us take some really new, bold action.
Well, Portland, while I praise you for your efforts to make sure that less than 1% of society feels comfortable, maybe you need to start watching my videos if you really care about saving the planet. Because you may not be transphobic, but you are contributing to the global warming crisis by removing urinals. And if you're looking for actual bold action, why don't you consider removing the toilets instead? So, on to the solution. The obvious solution, of course, is that the media needs to give more representation to dead African American people. But I found this little gem for you on a religious forum, and I believe this may be the best solution. A user named Nestle says, I ran across this blog, and there was something I found interesting told by the author about her mother that I've heard a few people in my own family express in the past. A fear of cremation because they might somehow feel the burning. Is this something more common than we think? The other part of the story has to do with the idea that the soul might not survive the cremation. If you believe in the idea of a soul, what makes you think that cremation can destroy it? Any thoughts? Well, let's say that this is true. It sounds like a win-win. Let's pass a law that all white men have to be cremated so that they will not only feel the burning, but then their soul will cease to exist. Then we won't have any more white, racist ghosts. Well, that's it for today, folks. If you liked the video, check out my channel and my other videos. Leave a like, subscribe, leave all your ignorant comments below. Remember, us SJWs can make a difference. There may be people living in third world conditions without clean water, but ghosts being racist is really what matters. And since this is a holiday episode, I will leave you with one last clip. If this isn't racist, I don't know what is. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Oh.